Ms. Valeria Fuentes?
And my name is Irma Sanchez, and we will be doing a documentary to see if teenagers depend on their parents a little bit too much.
What do you guys think?
Irma, what are your thoughts about teenagers depending on their parents?
Well, my opinion's kind of different because in my case, my parents really don't let me get a job. They really want me to be focused on how they... So I think it really just depends on the situation they have at home and how they pretty much are. Here with Katie, and I'm going to be interviewing her. Katie, do you think when you were a teenager you depended on your parents a little bit too much?
I definitely think that I did. I think that most teenagers do though. Parents are pretty protective for the most part, and they want to do their best to provide for their children, so it makes sense that they would want to spend money to provide them with what they need, food, shelter, the basic necessities. But definitely growing up, I feel like I was pretty privileged in that I went to a pretty wealthy high school and a pretty wealthy community, and my parents definitely helped to make everything that I wanted kind of available to me for the most part.
You get your own job?
Yes, I worked starting when I was 16. I did summer jobs, so I would work at a pool as a concession stand worker, which was not the most fun of jobs, but I worked with my friends, which was nice. And I didn't have to work during the school year, which was nice. I would have to learn how to save up my money that I earned in the summers. My parents were very adamant about me using my own money for the most part once I finally got my own job.
Did your parents help you pay your college, or
Both my parents went to college, got their undergrad degree and their master's degree. So going into college, I knew that I was going to have to help pay for some of it, but for the most part, they both really wanted college to be an experience where we didn't have to focus too much on the money aspect and focus more on the education part. So I had to take out student loans that I'll have to pay off forever. But yeah, they both worked really hard to make sure that me and my siblings all have at least some money in our college funds for that.
well, thank you.
I think there's a certain point where teenagers should stop depending on their parents. For example, when they're 16, they're capable of getting a job or something, and so they can start like buying their own stuff. But otherwise, I think teenagers should just be independent and get their own stuff. But it all depends on their situation as well, like Irma said.
So I'm here to interview Brad. Brad, when you were a teenager, do you think you depended on your parents a little bit too much?
I would say in my freshman and sophomore years, when I was obviously a little bit younger, I depended on them a lot. But come junior year, when I got a part-time job and I was an upperclassman, I started to be a lot more independent. So I didn't need them as much.
Did they get you a car, or did you buy your own car?
I had an older brother, so we had already had a car for me, and then once I was able to drive, and cleared it. So I did not have to buy it myself.
If you were ever to be a parent, would you want your your kids to depend on you their teenage year?
I will never be a parent, but
Why not?
would I want my kids to depend on me? I would definitely be there to help them, but eventually I would want to cut the cord, so to speak, so that they would learn to be more and more independent. I think that's very beneficial for them before they would go out to help.
Oh, thank you.
As you can see, many adults back in their teenage years were able to rely on their parents somehow.
So I'm here to interview Octavio. Octavio, do you think as a teenager you depend on your parents a little bit too much?
Me personally, as a kid, maybe I did. First of all, I was new to like this whole environment, this whole setting. But as I grew older and I see how hard my parents are and how strict they were with me and my older brother, it taught me to be more independent and work for the things that I want to. So in a way, I would say no, I don't really depend on my parents too much. I like to be my own person and do the things that make me happy, stuff like that. But like any other person, we do need help. Time here and time there, so maybe I do go to my parents once in a while, but not really.
So, do you have a job?
Yes, I work at a place.
Since what age you started
16.
working? Okay. So, do you have a car?
Yes.
Did your parents buy that car for you, or did you buy it by yourself?
No, I don't.
According to our statistical rates, it has been proven that teenagers from the ages of 13 to 17 still rely on their parents money-wise. I'm here with Sergio Alvarez. So tell me, do you think you're very dependent towards your parents?
I think I'm very independent since I have a job now, so I buy my own stuff, but once in a while they do help me out if it's something I have to pay, like a big bill or something, like with my car or something breaks that's like 600, they'll probably pitch in like 200, but I still have to pay some of it. But I have them to help me out if I ever need it.
What about when you were younger, like when you were around 14, 15? Were you still dependent on them with like money-wise?
Well, yeah, I wasn't working at that time. I just go to my parents, but they didn't really give me a lot of money. They just gave me probably $20, and then I had to like work on with $20. I didn't really ask them for a lot of things, you know.
At what age did you get your first job?
I was 13 when I started working with my dad, and then my first like official job, I started working during the week. And actually had my own job was when I was 16 when I started realizing I needed more money to pay off stuff like I wanted to, like soccer.
Well, thank you so much.
Documentary. Thanks for watching.